on his way to hunt for live dinosaurs, not dinosaurs.
We decided to come home and raise additional funds.
So this is the threats of killing people.
I think Phantom needs to learn a very painful lesson. Be ashamed if a car went off the road. But I will get the identities to you. If Steve was legit, in any way, if LunaOne was legit, why would they pay these people off?
Please do yourself a favour and don't buy into this BS scam.
The run guys, you know, how there's photos of the run guys, you know, and it's just bullshit after bullshit, lie, Steve pants on fire.
Stephen McCullah is a scam artist, claims of sabotage.
That actually showed undisputable evidence that he was pumping and dumping.
He's been ripping people off for over a decade, ever since he was 22.
I am telling the truth. He is lying. His LinkedIn has now been altered.
So Steve stole someone's copyright.
And is all promises from a dev team that has not proven one bit of a competency yet.
Stephen McCullah, we will make you famous. So famous, you'll remember.
Hello, this is Danny DeHeck. I'm aka the Crypto Ponzi Scam Avenger. Thank you for pressing play. This is part 5 of a series of videos I'm doing to expose Stephen McCullah. Currently, we have 28 people who have given me how much money they invested in LunaOne and saying they've been scammed and they want their money back. This whole saga started about 2 months ago when I was asked to interview 3 people who felt they had been scammed. Since then, I have received a cease and desist letter on the 23rd of December telling me that I have to take those videos off by the 1st of January or else. Anyway, I spent 2 weeks putting together a big cornerstone video, which was 4 hours and 47 minutes long. And I sent it to the lawyer and asked him to watch the evidence of Stephen McCullah. Purpose of that is most lawyers charge $700 or $800 an hour, so he would have had to pay them to watch my video. Let's hope they watched it. Anyway, haven't heard anything back from the lawyers, unfortunately, and I'm still waiting for the threats to actually happen that Stephen McCullah has said. So in this video, if you bear with me, it's time-stamped, which means you can go into the description of the video and you can see the different parts of the video. The most shocking part for me is where Stephen McCullah's latest threats. He says quite clearly the things he's going to do to people like me and his legal team and how powerful they are and how he's going to squash me like a fly and he's going to burn me until I'm embers, and then he's going to employ legal staff, legal people to watch the embers, and if there's any sign of warmth, he's going to dampen them. It's amazing. The claims that this guy has put out there in the public arena are just astronomical, not the type of claims that you would think someone who's sitting on a gold mine worth trillions of dollars is actually going to do. So let's go into it. So first thing, I want to just run through what we've done. So this is my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/DeHeck, D-E-H-E-K. Click on videos, you'll get to the page I'm looking at the moment. If you go down, you will see a yellow one here, there, and that is the cornerstone video I did. And that video is 4 hours and 47 minutes long. It is all time-stamped, but now I'm breaking up these videos so people can find them easier to watch. The next thing is going to the original video I did. You go down here, it's this bright yellow one, and I've updated the photo of Crypto Granny because she's gone crazy, and you can see the lady who actually dominated the conversation, and she explained exactly what fraud Stephen McCullah did. So that's the 2 main videos, but the ones I've been working on just recently is part 1 is basically telling you all about Stephen McCullah, how he has his own country, and how he is sworn in as the United Allied States president. There was 3 congressmen, 2 of them signed him in. He didn't get a full vote, unfortunately, but it's a hell of a story. He's flying around in Learjets. They're running the largest crypto competition in the world. They're giving away 2 Cybertrucks, 2 sports cars, and I think $3 million worth of crypto. And when they announce the winners, it's all rigged. And the video where they announced, they didn't finish up giving away what they claimed they did, but the video where people were going to win potentially it's stupid money, like $2 million, only 1,000 people have viewed that video over the last 10 months. The whole lot's rigged. It's absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, that was number 1. Number 2 was basically listening to Stephen McCullah and the claims that he has said he's going to do. He's got 12 massive claims. He talks about how he's got Stratus, and how it's got a platform on it that's going to be the most powerful in the world. And he's got a blockchain of his own, and he's got super fast transactions, and he's just conquering the world one step at a time. The funny one, though, is he's got 4 platforms in there that he's going to launch. Facebook, you might have heard of. YouTube, you may have heard of. TikTok, and also Twitter. He's got his own versions of those. Not that those companies are going to go after him when he starts using them. But anyway, he's got them all ready to go, and all these claims have never eventuated to anything. He's been doing this for 4 or 5 years. We've got a community in our Telegram group. If you want to join us, you'll find the link at the top. Contact me, and I'll invite you into the group. If you've lost money in LunaOne, we want to know about it. As I said earlier, we had 28 people that have come to me. They want their money back. Number 3 is Crypto Granny. She's painful to talk to. If you go into number 3 and have a look at the comments, I actually pinned one to the top today. Somebody's trying to stand up for her, but our community can't stand her. She's turned on the community. Absolutely terrible person. She's even gone out as far as to say as to call me a pedophile. She's been contacting my family, sending them abusive emails with swear words, calling me names. Absolutely just terrible. She's got no shame. And she now has changed her mind about being in the original video and wants me to remove all the videos. But that's post after the fact stuff, which is ridiculous. And this one, which I just released 24 hours ago, Stephen McCullah, we've got people that were promoting LunaOne when the fraud happened. You've got the runway guys, the run guys, I should say. And we've got photos of them out for dinner, visiting their offices. We've also got Dan's Roads for Riches. We've also got a couple of other YouTubers that were telling their experience of investing in LunaOne and how disappointed they were with the whole saga. And then there's also John McAfee. Yes, McAfee Viruses, that guy. And we've got historical information showing that these companies use influencers. At the moment, I've got 80 odd articles on the internet because Stephen's messaged me on LinkedIn and he said that he was hiring, get this, 110,000 journalists, and they were going to defame me and write articles about me as not being a credible source of information. And he posted me about 50 of these links he's had published, and that's his way of fighting me. Now, this is meant to be a big CEO, president of his own country, and he's doing things like this. He's also paid Dan's Road to Riches money to defame me with videos, and not just me, the whole community. And same with Crypto Granny. Now, she was amazing because she got her money back and she got to keep the tokens. So now she's hoping that he's not a fraud and she's still invested in the company. She is completely turned on everyone that was helping her to get her money back. And her friend also got her money back. So if you've got the time, watch those videos. I've got one more video. I might actually do a summary at the end. But if you've got any information about LunaOne, please go to my website, go to the Contact Us page, so deheck.com, all the links are at the top of my YouTube channel. Submit your information. It really, truly makes a difference. Any scam or scheme that's going in at the moment, give me your name, your phone number if you want. Please do give me your email. Tell me if you want to keep the information anonymous. I will personally write back to you and ask you questions. Please tell me the Ponzi scheme or scam that you got involved in, the date that you invested, how much money you've lost, and I'll go batting for you and see if I can get your money back. I've been currently busting Hyperverse. It's a $4 billion scam, and we've actually started up a petition, which you'll see on my YouTube channel, and we're asking people to go sign the petition. It's very hard work. Zoom meeting. So I'll tell you a little facts while I've got you here, is that 1 million people have meant to have invested in Hyperverse. And if the minimum amount of money was spent, which is $300, that works out that $4 billion have been put into this scam. To date, half the money goes off to paying the people that refer you into it, and that's how these scams get traction, because the people that are referring you and asking you to get involved are getting a big cut of the money. In fact, with Hyperverse, 52% of the money was going out the door before it even hit the platform. And in this video here, I've been told by a very big VIP5 that Sam Lee had told him that they were changing out the HVT token into Bitcoin. They were never doing any whale trading. That's how you make money on crypto. And also, they never invested in any startups, and they also had no intention of giving anyone their money back. So the community that I'm part of, another community called Helping Hyperverse People, they've started up a petition. Out of 1 million people, you'd think you'd have droves of people coming there calling foul, but at the moment we've got 450 odd signatures. We're heading for 3,000. This is the most signatures I've actually seen in one place. So that's what we do. I'm Danny DeHeck, and as I say, I'm the crypto Ponzi scheme avenger. I'm working hard for people that have been scammed. It's not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. It's quite simple. There's the big people at the top who create these scams. They make millions of dollars, and that's why I'm busting Stephen McCullah. He's one of those guys. Then you've got the people that promote it via multi-level marketing. And I kid you not, most of them, if I've invested $1,000, they would get $200 of that money straight away, and they can often convert it straight into USDT and take it out and put it in their bank account. That's why these things get traction. Then you get the mum and dad investors, or the people that are heading into retirement seems to be the people they go after. And they're sitting there hoping to get the passive rewards that the system operates on. And like any good Ponzi scheme, they don't last too long. I'm really doing my best. I've produced over 200 videos in the last year. I'm dedicated. I really value your support. If you could hit the like button on with a thumbs up button on any of my videos or all of my videos, and make sure you share a comment, and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. That tells YouTube you like my content, and it will get that content out into the audience. 52% of my traffic comes from within the YouTube audience. So in saying that, I'm going to actually merge this into the cornerstone video. In here, I'm just going to show you one other thing while I've got you there. This is the cease and desist letter. I'm not going to do it now. I'm just going to flip through it and show you the names of all the people and the amount of money that some people have lost. I mean, one's $110,000 for the first guy. On average, some are $25,000, some are $14,000, but most people are around about the $4,000 or $5,000. Now, to hire a lawyer and put all the energy into it when you've been burnt by these guys, sometimes it's not worth it. And that's why these guys get traction, because they literally, there's one that he said he's lost $60,000, and I know who that is, and they've lost it over 4 years of keep on investing. The guy that lost $60,000 literally was sleeping out of his car. He is now sleeping in a container. But in this, this is the evidence that I've collected. I've spent 2 weeks writing this letter back to these lawyers, not because I'm worried the lawyers are going to do something, but I wanted to prove to these lawyers that this guy has got something really bad happening. And in New Zealand, there's no way in hell any lawyer company would actually take on this case, because there's no way that Stephen McCullah can actually deny the things I'm saying he's doing. We've got a community of 100 people in there researching this guy and finding out about all his claims. Every time he says that he's got some connection with some company, like Fast Cash is one that he said he had a $1.2 billion deal with them, and he reckoned that myself and Sultan and a lady who goes by the name The Phantom, and there was one other, Martin Kingsbury, because we've been producing these videos, he said that we made that $100 million deal fall over. But then the article that it was published in was on one of the fake news articles that he's been using to defame people like myself. I've never ever seen anything like this before, but I am not intimidated by this guy. No one likes receiving lawyers' letters, but I'm not intimidated by this guy. I will quite happily go to the New Zealand High Court if you can get me there, or extradited over to America. Good luck with that. And I will stand in front of any judge, and I'll have 28 people who want their money back, who are telling us that they have been scammed because you told them one thing and did another. Another one that's quite interesting, which I do mention, is the runway guys. The run guys, sorry, I must get that right. They promoted this for 3 months solid. You go to their website today, all the videos have gone. They've removed and tried to do it, and they've done it in the past of other things that Stephen has done. Now people are saying, should they be held accountable for their actions? I'm sick and tired of these people saying that we are not giving you financial advice, and then they keep on giving you financial advice in the next breath. Now that doesn't stand up. I've been talking to some legal people, and they said you cannot have a disclaimer that you're not giving financial advice and then continue to give financial advice. And if we go back to Cindy Piper, she gives a disclaimer every time she starts her videos off, like her videos are for entertainment purposes only. My videos, I don't need to give disclaimers because I'm telling the truth and I can back up everything I say. So I'm not going to read out one of those silly disclaimers. This is not entertainment. This is people's money they're losing. So if you have a look at the letter, this is included in the show notes. I'm only limited to 5,000 characters, so I couldn't put the whole lot in there. But you can click off and watch other people's videos, and you can look at all the claims that Stephen McCullah has made. I sent this to the lawyers. I talked about me as if I'm in the left corner, and then I talked about Stephen McCullah like he's in the right corner. And I've got so much evidence. And one of the best bits of email that will get read out is actually from Martin Kingsbury, who pleaded with my lawyer, well, Stephen's lawyer, my New Zealand lawyer, telling them they were idiots taking this case on. And Martin has also given a letter to Stephen's father, because we want this to go back to his parents, because he's a mum and dad kid. It's just ridiculous. All right. Hey, thank you for listening to the introduction. I hope it didn't go on too much. This video is quite long, but if you're thinking about investing with anything to do with, I've got the names here, I better find them correct, with anything to do with Apollo currency, Apollo fintech, gold secured currency, which is what they want. They think they're some sort of like Visa or MasterCard company, LunaOne, Hyper Technology, Stratus, or Gold Inc., and many more other enterprises he's got with a whole lot of coins and a whole lot of tokens. Do not do any investment opportunity with Steve McCullah until you watch my video. You will be bitterly disappointed that you didn't listen to me. Alrighty, so hope you enjoy the video and we will get started. So enjoy watching. Any questions, please do put them in the comments below. You're welcome to use my YouTube channel like it's yours. And please do hit the thumbs up if you like my content. And please do subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified when new content comes out. Hope you enjoy the video. This is the formal response to Steve and LunaOne, which I weren't going to do a reply. Oh, now what have I done? Hurry up. There we go. I weren't going to do a reply, but then everyone said, oh, why don't you include my name and do this, and I'll go to court, blah, blah, blah. So here we go.
This letter is to serve as formal response of your cease and desist demands in your communication.
So first of all, I will not be removing any videos from the YouTube exposing Stephen McCullah, LunaOne or Apollo or the other enterprises he's part of, nor will Danny D. Heck be retracting any retractment statements. And then we got, we will definitely not be paying for Stephen McCullah's legal fees. He's got enough scammer money he can pay for his own damn fees. However, we would consider removing the videos if Stephen returned the money to the following people that invested. So I've just used their first names. I haven't used their last names. When I do send the email off to you, Stephen, we will actually include their last name, and anyone that you don't know, let me know. I will source them. You can find their wallet address that they paid you with, and you can return their money. So obviously there's quite a bit of money at stake. Gold Inc. is also owned by you. It's not rocket science. So we've got $110,000 just on the first line. Martin Kingsbury, you won't mind me using his name, he's put £10,000 in, so he wants his money back. You've got Tracy, you've got Anne, you've got Susan. I can't even read that lady's name. You've got John, you've got Martin, Stephen. So you can see these are people not only who are willing to give me their names and the amount of money they want you to return, But if you do that, we would consider removing the videos that we have online, because at the end of the day, people have invested. I don't want people to lose their money, and you're a dirty, rotten scammer. However, we do reserve the right. So here we go. Have a listen to this paragraph. Excuse me.
We reserve the right to seek legal recourse against you if all affected financial losses are not made right. This includes refunding all people who have lost money across all your several projects. These include Apollo Currency, Apollo FinTech, Gold Secured Currency, LunaOne Hypertechnologies, Stratus Gold Incorporated, and more, as well as compensating any other persons or entities that may have suffered a loss or damage. Furthermore, we reserve the right to add names of those who may have lost money at a later date if they are identified through investigations.
Yep, so that's our out. So anybody that comes to us and says, look, I invested in LunaOne or any of the other Ponzi schemes, scams that you're running, we want to reserve the right, to get the money back. So this is going back to the lawyer. So this is what we've written. This must be embarrassing when you go back to your lawyer and he goes, well, we've got a lot of evidence now.
Please respond within seven business days regarding your plans to remedy the situation. If our requests are not followed, we will be forced to take alternative methods to achieve our goal. We reserve the right to pursue such action and any potential legal implications that may result from it.
So now we start painting a little bit of your background to the lawyers.
Let me remind you that everything that has been promulgated, promoted or made widely known by Mr. Stephen McCullah has been a serious fraud.
Okay, so now we're explaining the background for your lawyers, which I don't think you've told them.
Stephen McCullah, LunaOne, promoted a presale offering to people where they could purchase LunaOne tokens coins before they were listed on an exchange. Stephen McCullah, LunaOne, didn't release the tokens coins for the people to sell on the listing day. The presale promotions claimed that Stephen McCullah, LunaOne, would launch coins on the exchange at 25 cents each. Instead, the LunaOne tokens coins were launched on the exchange at release at 5 cents each. Stephen McCullah, LunaOne, even wrote an apology to the community admitting liability. Stephen McCullah, LunaOne, then purchased tokens coins from the exchange at 5 cents or less and gave them to the people that purchased them at 10 cents, 15 cents each. This is fraud, and we have evidence to prove this.
Right.
We also have numerous videos and statements from many people alleging they have been scammed. We are willing to testify in the New Zealand High Court to expose Stephen McCullah and LunaOne for serious fraud.
And we are, man. We're sick of it. I hate these scammers. How I'd be proud as punch to be sent off to the courts if I was had to defend myself against someone like yourself.
No video that I've produced is inaccurate. I interviewed people who were telling their story, the facts, on how they have been scammed by Stephen McCullah and LunaOne. If any video is in violation, then you have a choice to report it to YouTube, who will review your claims. If after review, YT identifies the video inappropriate for their platform, they will take action to remove it. On the right corner, Stephen McCullah, LunaOne. Here is a list of other videos also claiming they have been scammed by LunaOne. These videos speak for themselves.
All right, so what I'm doing on the right corner, Stephen McCullah, on the left corner, Danny DeHick. So this is my reasoning with the lawyers that I actually know. So I'll explain. So the first video here is they're going to be looking at, I'm just going to get rid of some of the clutter. There's two parts. There's 11 minutes. Hopefully that will play. This is where it might get a bit painful.
It's not that I've made anything up. It is what it is, and this is just evidential proof. Where you,
all right, so this is
legally or not, whether you're alive.
So this is part of the correspondence from Sultan. Now, Sultan did a fantastic second video ever on YouTube, but he went through and showed the whole correspondence of Stephen McCullah actually threatening and wanting to take people's lives out. So this is the threats of killing people.
Or not. Do you see how bad this is? Alec goes, I will expose the trolls. They quickly run when their identities are exposed. But I think Phantom needs to learn a very painful lesson. Don't you think? Be ashamed if a car went off the road. Honestly, this is not right. Honestly, guys, this is really bad. Steve goes, yeah, I would keep my manslaughter out of it. Ha ha ha. Phantom is a girl in the US, it seems. Even knowing their ID is huge for us, but anything we can get. To be honest, most people fear their reputation being hurt more than anything. And then Alec
know.
goes, haha, you know how we do it in Russia. I don't think she'd go away even by exposing her identity or legal action, but I will get the identities to you, then you can decide. Steve goes, ha ha, these are the days when I will do that. There are days when I will do that. Why? When they are attacking my family. What proof have you got that me or any of us are in this? But yet, you are now on this campaign, putting my personal information up. You are the ringleader, the man behind all of these articles linking Danny D. Heck, myself, Phantom, and all these individuals, innocent individuals. Anyway, who specifically threatened the Kings? I will have something extra special then. Phantom has cost you a lot and damaged your reputation as a person in the business. Steve goes, I know, they even cost us our off tweet. So that's another thing that's flopped. Steve is bringing it all out. So there was another partnership called with Off, and they were meant to make a tweet, and they didn't do the tweet. So obviously if they didn't do the tweet, meaning on Twitter confirming that there was a partnership, so of course there's going to be a question mark, like every single other partnership that he's ever had, which has never come through. Anyway, Alec goes, what have you already discovered about Phantom? I believe your lawyers had a lead on her at one point. I'm coming from a different angle with a different solution, but any added info could be helpful. Steve goes, can you get with Natalie, which is his legal representative that everyone knows, his legal advisor. She has a theory, but now sure it's right. Or not sure, probably. She has a huge amount of info. Hey, actually, can you switch gears and help us with this lady, Crypto Granny? She is horrible, spreading insane lies. Those of you that do not know, Crypto Granny is the person that was upset with LunaOne, which we are going to touch about, and we are going to talk about this. And LunaOne is obviously headed by Steve, clearly even by her. And what's happened is Steve facilitated her entire investment back, not only for her, but for one of her mates too. But it is what it is, unfortunately. Crypto Granny had to make a YouTube video and many YouTube videos for her to be listened and Steve to then pay her back her investment. If Steve was legit in any way, if LunaOne was legit, why would they pay these people off?
All
It's
right.
the video footage that you guys need for your own reference. I love you, bro, Steve said, as you know. Yeah? But I'm not going to read the whole thing because I've just read the whole thing to you guys. But this is a quick...
What he's actually doing there, he's showing a video. He basically went through and timelined it all, and then he's showing the actual video proof of Steve. He's backing up with real evidence, and we can prove that Steve McCullah. There's a whole lot of other stuff. You can see it's Steve's account. I've talked to him on the same account. It's Steve Mac 09, blah, blah, blah. So that's just one bit of evidence of a death threat. Okay, now I have, I've already gone through the Odyssey stuff, but I have an Odyssey account, and this is where I've actually put the videos of Steve being introduced as the president of the United States, United Alloy States, and this is for the lawyers to have a look at. So remember, this is my reply to the lawyer. Okay, then we've got the Business Insider, young man from Missouri using Kickstarter funds to hunt for dinosaurs. So if I click on this here, you can see that at the age of 22, Steve actually put together a Kickstarter campaign. And these are actually articles. This is actually Steve in the picture. I'll just make it a bit bigger. And if you go through here, you can see pictures of Steve at the airport on his way to hunt for live dinosaur, not dinosaur fossils, but actually a dinosaurs. And I can imagine that when Steve was 22 years of age, that he probably got a bit of media attention for doing fundraiser campaigns. And this is where I believe he started actually getting his knowledge about how to use other people's money and all this sort of stuff. But anyway, as it goes on, he was pledged nearly $29,000. And then we had this one. Oh, is that going to work? Is that going to click? And I'll just get that reading while that's loading. But this is basically, I think,
Kickstarter has become the go-to funding source for serious expeditions and boondoggles alike, and that has some benefactors wanting their cash back.
Yeah, so this is where it talks about how he misappropriated the Kickstarter funds. So let's have a listen.
Stephen McCullah, 22, a biologist from Beaumont, Texas, raised nearly $29,000 to film a 3-month expedition in the Congo in search of unknown animal species and a supposed living dinosaur. The expedition website has been down since August, and some of his backers have complained on McCullah's Kickstarter page that they haven't received the genuine pygmy-made string and bone bracelet McCullah promised. In an email, McCullah said that he'd travelled to the Congo but had been unable to obtain the necessary paperwork to leave Kinshasa, the capital, and his gear had been stolen. After realising that it was going to take much more money than we had previously anticipated to fulfil the streak he promises and to complete the expedition, he wrote, "We decided to come home and raise additional funds."
Right, so that's basically showing he misappropriated the funds. I'll have a look at this one as well. This is a Reddit article that goes way back, and it basically just showing you the CEO of Apollo is known as a scam artist. And in here, I think I'm reading the bits. I've done a lot of research on this, and you need to follow the whole lot.
On top of that, this guy went from supposedly being into biology, zoology to suddenly being a cryptocurrency expert who is gonna create code that changes the world. Another side note, the Apollo website is a Wix site according to the source code. Perhaps their CEO should master coding his own website before he writes this revolutionary world-changing code he's promising. Please do yourself a favour and don't buy into this BS scam.
Yeah, so there's been a ton of discussion about him, which is ridiculous. So this one here is a YouTube video. It tells me to go into 2 minutes. What does it say, 2 minutes in?
Man, that was a really great meeting, Steve.
Oh, no, this
That
is
was a good meeting.
Don't want that playing. But anyway, that's the video of the world's largest crypto competition. And there was lots of other things. I don't know if I want to go into all these, but you'll get the idea. I'll just get rid of that video. This one here is brilliant, though, Bitcoin. So this is all going back to the lawyers, but here it talks about the statements and the false claims and the whole timeline. Like, we do see people at conferences and running, but we figured out that he's been going to these third world countries selling solar systems, and then he's using the photos with the Knox wire. In my understanding, I could be wrong, the Knox wire, alleging that he's, here it talks about, so there's oodles of information about people that have been involved, who, the run guys, how there's photos of the run guys here in Steve's offices. They're out for dinner, and it just talks about how these companies, all the stuff I've actually basically gone through, the world's largest crypto competition, the McAfee's background. These documents here, I actually haven't got them in this video, but I can use these. But we emailed people who are behind these, and as I said earlier on, the email address actually bounced back. So all these documents seem to be forged, not real. There was, it just goes on and on and on. People keep telling us, like, this is where the alleged mines were meant to be, I think. But there's no such lines. None of these here have actually eventuated into anything. And it's just bullshit after bullshit, lie, Steve pants on fire, and it's just how far and how much. I mean, he's obviously had some recognition because some people will report him. He's probably using the fake news reporters. But you can see this is just not a simple company with a simple, history. So I'm showing that to the lawyer as well. Now we've got this one to read, and I'll see where this takes us.
There are percolating allegations that Apollo currency is a pump and dump. Others claim that one of the project's co-founders, Stephen McCullah, is a scam artist, and that APL is a massive scam that is making him rich. Crypto Slate explores these allegations and finds evidence of misinformation, claims of sabotage.
And this was brilliant. As I said, I'm not a crypto junkie, but if you want to, most of these notes will be in the description. You can follow these links. There was a crypto address where you could track back and see that he was actually literally pump and dumping. And there was a timeline, which I'm sure is in here somewhere. Well, there is in the Conga. that actually showed undisputable evidence that he was pumping and dumping. It must be on another link that I've got here, but they're following the wallet addresses and they're showing you the big, numbers. I'm trying to enlarge that. You see these numbers going out? And this is all part of pumping and dumping, and they're big round figures. This is not normal stuff and normal transactions. So Steve did actually write a reply to this, which I think will be in here somewhere. All right, so what have we got here? Yes, we've got to make sure. Oh, this is brilliant, this one. Let's go to it. 1:30. Now, this is a guy that thought he would stick his
Everybody
neck out.
for tuning in to CKJ.
Here we go.
Liars and fabricators. He's been ripping people off for over a decade, ever since he was 22,
When he had a Kickstarter campaign right here where he raised $30,000 and he didn't fulfill his agreement on why he raised the money, or he didn't go find this dinosaur in the jungle. My question is, I wonder, did Steve McCullah sue this Mary Catherine O'Connor for writing the article? Was she slandering you when she wrote an article about you, basically saying McCullah, biologist, Beaumont, Texas, raised $30,000? Basically, he
So everyone that stands up to Steve McCullah gets a cease and desist letter because he's got shitloads of money, I presume, because he's been scamming people. So this is a guy, I don't even know the full background of it. I just scouted around the internet and found a whole lot of people that hate him. And, obviously this guy, the interesting part about this is Stephen's LinkedIn account was basically saying he had some degree, and then he edited it, and then he did a retraction about how this guy's got his information wrong. So have a listen to this.
I thought people would assume that, I was claiming to have a bachelor's degree because
He is lying. He is lying. I am telling the truth. He is lying. His LinkedIn has now been altered. I'm not really sure about LinkedIn. CKJ Alliance can do dates. Maybe it'll say updated. But right here, this is the same paper I had. Bachelor's degree now is missing from both of them. He's saying he's wondering how I got that information about bachelor's degree. I got that information because right here, this is the information you gave prior. Steve McCullah, no degree Steve. That's your new name. No degree Steve. No degree Steve. That's you. Drury University, bachelor's degree, business administration, Lamar University, the school I contacted, bachelor's degree. You put this yourself. You created this. I really believe you did not do your homework when you actually came out with this. This is proof that right here, this is altered. It actually even looks like a little bit brighter. Anyway, Lamar University, pre-medicine, 2012 to 2013. He didn't even go there from 2012 to 2013. He went there for 1 month in 2013, and he quit. And he probably should return some of them books
Steve,
to the library.
Give it up,
They're
mate.
still looking for.
Give it up, Steve. I mean, we had a massive conversation on LinkedIn, and then you deleted all the conversations. If you go to Danny DeHeck on LinkedIn, go to my recent activity, you'll find the post I did on, I'm going to do it. You're going to find that the post I did on LinkedIn. Now, I'm not a big LinkedIn, well, I am a big LinkedIn user. I actually used to have an online course. But you've got to see, oh my God, it tells me I'm hiring. That's not true. I know it's asking me a question. So if you go to my profile, and if you go down to anyone on LinkedIn, I do LinkedIn courses. You can see my articles in the New York Times and other media that I do. And it comes along here, and it's got I've got 7,100 followers, and you can come along here and look at my activity. Now, in the activity area, you will see all the things I comment on, and it's really a good way of actually following someone around the internet who claims they are somebody. So Sam Lee, which I just did a video about earlier today, I went on his LinkedIn and I could see where he has been commenting. So hopefully in a minute you will see one about sorry, it's getting late for me. It is 7:45. One thing I must do is this. And that, just keep looking at that while you're there. 3 hours, what are we up to now? 3:27. Okay, so we keep going down here and we'll find a LunaOne one here hopefully soon. Cryptocurrencies. Come on, LunaOne, where are you? That'd be funny if you took it off, wouldn't it? You can report posts and they do get removed, so I wouldn't be surprised. LunaOne, come on. Obviously, I use LinkedIn a lot. LunaOne scam, is that the one? 65 impressions. Here it is. So, what have we got here? Oh no, that is one of them. 310. Boom! So this was the laugh. So let's see if I can get this open, just to show you how it works. But, did I stuff that up? I think I did. I'm going to go back. Oh, please go back to the same place I had you at. Oh my goodness. We're going to find it. 1 minute, please, caller. My point is that every time I commented on there and mentioned his name, I got more and more visitors. So it started off, most of my posts get around about up to 200 visitors. And when I started talking about Steve and LunaOne and tagging him in things, his community picked it up. And all of a sudden, I got 2,000 followers. But I want to show you the interesting bit. See, it says I've got 41 comments. And I've got 2,000 impressions, but if I go into the comment section, you will see that all the posts that were there have now been removed. And you can see that Stephen has gone through here and taken out all the conversations that we had together. His claim is the legal department would have told him to take it out. So that's stupid stuff, Steve. But here, every time he posted something, I would upload the comment to Dropbox and put the link in here so people could listen to him raving on. And every time he did it, he just condemned himself more and more. So it was just a laugh. So that post has got 2,200 impressions. How about that? Anyway, back to our letter. So we've got that guy, which was brilliant. So then he had... You might have heard them talking about how he had
Dutch
a
open source blockchain
website.
software developer Gillerida has won its case in the Netherlands against Apollo Fintech for breach of copyright.
So Steve stole someone's copyright. Theoretically, the information he stole was open source. And then he used it and claimed it as his own and then went to sell it. They wrote him 3 cease and desist letters. He ignored them. They dragged him to court and then he lost. He wrote back and made false claims saying that this company... that, what do they call themselves?
Gilleridas.
They, basically he said he was going to sue them because in America the laws were different, blah, blah, blah. And he made all these false statements and false accusations that he's going to do something. And these guys actually come back and wrote a brilliant retraction to it, but he lost. He was stealing other people's code, claiming it as their own. They took him to court. They gave him 3 opportunities to clean it up, and then he pissed off. So that's what happened to that one. And then the other one was, if you go to that company who sued him, the accusations that he made, they've done an official statement regarding Apollo currency and the whole 9 yards of what happened and what he did. And basically, this speaks for itself. So this is also going back to the lawyer, and it's showing you what he did. And, you know, how he didn't own the code. So that means, theoretically, he hasn't got the code to finish the that off. So then the next one is this one. So I've got quite a lot.
The Apollo currency team, APL, just engaged in a massive pump and dump scheme, dumping hundreds of millions of coins on their investors.
So this was 4 years ago when Apollo currency... Now, originally I heard about Apollo currency because I was surprised to see Pinnicky Nark and Julian... from Ireland or somewhere, promoting Apollo that was worth 0.000.1, and how they said that if somebody went up to 0.000.2, you could double your money, blah, 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 all sorts of stupid stuff like that. Anyway, this is archaic, a document here basically showing, you know, the timelines of what they actually did. And this is the one I was talking about where Steve come back and actually wrote a reply to how this was untrue information, and he has an answer for everything. But this isn't me name and shaming you, Steve. This is other people out there saying that you are running pump and dumping. And this is going back to the lawyer. So what else have we got here? So this is another one.
Apollo is the all-in-one cryptocurrency that has everything: smart contracts, sharding, the best privacy features, and more. They'll be sure to tell you all about Apollo's amazing features in their communities. Here's the only problem: it has absolutely none of those things right now, and is all promises from a dev team that has not proven one bit of a competency yet. Their website is even built on Wix, but I'm sure they have the ability to make the great cryptocurrency anyone has ever seen, like they say.
Yeah, so I mean, why is this important? Well, it's because these guys make multiple false claims. People have wrote extensive information about Steve and his scams. And when do these guys get stopped? Who's going to actually stop these guys? I know Sultan's actually hired a lawyer and he's going after him and he's getting the right legal advice, and we're all looking forward to seeing what actually happens. But the guys that keep investing with this guy are the ones that really cause it the grief. So, okay, so this is the reply to the lawyer, and this is what I've got so far.
F Corner Danny Heck, Danny Heck Limited. Danny full-page article in the New York Times about my quest to name and shame anyone running Ponzi schemes or scams. Featured in the Otago Times, interviewed by Radio New Zealand, and a page in the NYT, Talking and Interviews. New Zealand Herald, Stuff, The Listener. Also, are you talking to producer of Netflix documentary The Great Hack that being commissioned to do another documentary called The Rise and Fall of Crypto? They've asked if I would be interested in telling my story for the next documentary.
Yeah, so I had been approached by a producer and I was in correspondence with the production team, and I were carbon copied into 7 people's conversations, and I don't know, it might be in Netflix. I don't know. I haven't pushed it. It would be great if they did want my story. But, you know, it was exciting. So, yeah, so I've got that coming up. So I've got a good story, and I'm a one-man band out there taking on these people that have stolen millions of dollars.
Been approached by 2 whistleblowing companies in America who asked if we can work together. Whistleblower Justice Network and Constantine Cannon. Both of these companies have been given full access to our research on Stephen McCullah. We also have a dedicated team of fact-finders. I will not be removing any content that I have published from my YouTube channel or retracting any statements that I have made after the fact about LunaOne or Apollo.
So I've got an area on my on the internet called Milanote, and in here I'm actually going through and I'm finding all these people that are running Ponzi schemes, and more importantly, I'm gathering information. So if you went to what I have on LunaOne, you'll see I've got documents, I've got screenshots, I've got voice recordings from Stephen. You know, I've got everything I need.
One thing I would definitely let them...
So I've got the evidence here to prove that this guy is connected. Then I also do personal profiles. So with Stephen, I've got things, I've got a timeline, I've got other people's lawyers' letters, and the lawyers have full access to this. And not the lawyers, sorry, I don't want to mislead people. There's the evidence, all the things that we need to prosecute this guy for, you know, exposing people. If we go to screenshots, that's where it gets really bad. But the screenshots basically have every screenshot, every accusation, every misleading bit of truth. I've got right through to wedding photos. We've got associates. We've got the whole history, K-bars, and people just keep giving us information, and we can go to town with these lawyers. So it won't be long before Stephen gets off the street, so to speak. Anyway, so the Whistleblower Justice Network, they've been given access to it. I haven't given access to the Constantine Cannon, but I have had Zoom meetings with lawyers who are actively helping me fight these scams. So you might be familiar with the documentary The Great Hack. There was an organisation called Cambridge Analytica, and there was a whistleblower. The whistleblower was part of Constantine Canyon, and they provided him to talk about Cambridge Analytica. That same organisation is the lawyer that I've been talking to.
I will not be removing any content that I have published from my YouTube channel or retracting any...
Sorry, start again.
The man that you are representing is a bully online. We have evidence that he has threatened he can throw his money around and get away with scamming people if he wants. I'm here to name and shame anyone promoting Ponzi schemes for scamming people. With the fall of FTX, prepare. Online crime is more rampant than ever. You can represent a man like this if you want, but I can assure you I'm very transparent and everything I do, and I'll make it very clear that a New Zealand law firm is representing an American scam artist. I interviewed 2 people that wanted to tell the story because they felt they were scammed by LunaOne.
Oops, it wasn't 2 people, it was 3 people. Yeah, so this is my letter to the lawyer, okay, and then we've got this.
At the very start of the video, I made it very clear I didn't know anything about LunaOne. However, both of these people, Stephen and Anne, are happy to testify in court and tell their experience with LunaOne. Other people saying they have been scammed.
So here's a list of other people that are saying they've been scammed, and to give some of these people a bit of light, you can see.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
So
Welcome
already,
to Self-Made.
already showed this guy.
And in this video, we're going to be talking about
and,
XLM.
And this one, what's this one?
What is going on, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel.
Yeah,
so in this video,
the video of the bull runner guys, and then you've got this one here, which says 50 seconds in. What do they do?
And I wanted to go ahead. It was absolutely an insult to the community. Being a content creator, you know, trying to like really give this project some awareness, and I just feel embarrassed, and I'm truthfully embarrassed to have promoted this project in the way that they've done their investors like this. And so some of you may not know what happened exactly, but
you can see I'm not the only one that's upset.
There's a heck of a lot of censorship going on here. Okay. All right. So I found the message here. Discord is being heavily moderated. Okay. And this is what bothers me. People who post ongoing FUD will be removed from the chat. They're working on the metaverse and cannot continue to allow FUD to spread. This is to be a safe place for community members to share support and excitement.
So you get the idea. And there's another one here. So obviously policing the community.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is TJ the
I love
Crypto
this guy.
Homie. And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a homie guy to
He's just a homie guy. He's a cool homie guy.
It's been scheduled. That's it. There's nothing else. There's nothing going on. There's nothing new about this about it. LunaOne audit is still in progress. 5%. It's been scheduled. That's it. There's nothing else. There's nothing going on. There's nothing new about this. It's one in progress. They haven't really made any movements, guys. And see, I need positive movement. I need videos. I love every single one of you guys for following me from LunaOne, but I really am trying to protect you guys from being so mentally strained from being rug pulled. I'd rather protect you and support you and push you in better directions. All right, please leave a...
All right, so this guy obviously not a happy camper, and also he was shown that they claim that they are getting audited regularly, but that audit was 4 weeks ago, and you go to the website, it still says 5%, and I don't even trust the auditing company. So this one here, we're going to 7 minutes.
We got scammed. We got scammed hard.
Boom, 7 minutes. How about are we up to? 7:20.
Okay,
here we go.
Brand new. They've been working on their Bull Runners Club and so on and so forth. So in my opinion, I really feel like LunaOne are the ones responsible. So if you feel like the run guys need to go to jail, as you've been saying in the comments, which I've been reading, I feel like you need to really think about this and really understand that they were just promoting like I do, like every other YouTuber does.
Yeah. I think there's a time, though, where you need to be careful what you promote when it comes to anything to do with financial advice, isn't it? Even if you insinuate that something's a good investment, you are actually giving people financial advice. It's not rocket science, kids. And that's why a lot of people held the run guys responsible, you know, because they feel like they gave them advice and they took the advice. But they
said
they can't deny it. Okay, what are we up to here? Sultan again. We're going to 650.
Casper Gazda.
There we go. Oops.
So
here we go.
I'm going to be tuning in to see this. I would like to explain to them from the very beginning of what Apollo currency is, when did it start, who are they, what they're about, simple basic information. So let's dive right in. So Apollo currency in its very early days was started with 4 main guys, and these are called the Notable Operations Team. By the way, this picture has been completely deleted from their website, from all their websites. But the first person, as you can see his hair, is called Stephen McCullah, the president, the highness of the elite of the United Arab States, which it is a fake country. I can tell you that much. A new guy here called Caspar Gazda. And this guy, Kai Hornback. And Chase Hendrick. So these are the 4 guys of the Notable Operations Team. Stephen McCullah, as in this particular document on his website called Steve McCullah, keeps going by different names. You'll understand by the time I'm done with discussing every single project, crypto project, surrounding this guy here who wants to be made famous. Stephen McCullah, we will make you famous. So famous, you'll remember me. So this guy, Stephen McCullah, by the time I finished with all his projects, with several projects, you'll then understand how deep the rabbit hole really goes. It's beyond believable. It is a story that deserves to be in Netflix. It is that kind of a story. It's that kind of a deal. So yeah, what we're gonna do is go from the early days. Who was Apollo? What is Apollo currency? So Apollo currency,
right?
In a nutshell,
well worth watching these videos if you've got the time. This video has taken me 2 weeks in the making, putting together this information so I can put together one reel. People go, "Oh, you should have just done shorter videos." And I thought, no, I'm going to do a long haul video, and then when I get comments back from people, I'm going to home in. So this is a cornerstone video. This is the big video about LunaOne and Steve McCullah and how he's a dirty, rotten scammer. So, yeah, it's interesting. I'll just have a look at this one video here. But this is actually my reply to the lawyer, which isn't a normal type of reply.
Investors, homies, everybody. I just want to be honest with you guys about the project. In the AMA, I don't say anything. I rather hear all you guys.
You got to listen to this guy's video.
Really appreciate you guys. But we need to see action. We need to see love from the other side of what you did. I mean, it was hard, dude. Like,
yeah,
and Sandbox, so on and so forth. All those crazy metaverse games.
So TJ, the crypto homie, check him out on his YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe and listen to his video. I quite like him. I already am subscribed, but he's done a good job of exposing. You'll see his videos everywhere. He was out there promoting LunaOne, and you know, and he's got a nice YouTube channel. He's very sincere, so make sure you subscribe to him. And I'll take that off. So the lawyer's going to get this as a very unusual, personalised. So this is a wee story that I'm sending the lawyer because I'm telling them about the background I have with the company. Now listen to this. Hopefully I've got it spelt right.
I'm a little surprised you actually took on this case. The way I look at it, some crazy Kiwi decided to take on these big-time Ponzi scheme companies that are scamming people out of millions of dollars. I wonder how many other law firms declined to get involved rather than going after the money. If you haven't already been paid, do you know you're getting paid with money collected from committing fraud? It's the same as working for the cartel. This is very unethical. I'm so proud of the other legal companies that decided not to take this case on and get involved. I'm very transparent. You can see this with the work I have online.
Yeah, so this is an unusual approach to probably send a lawyer, but I'll give you the whole lot. I am transparent, and I'm proud of the fact that I don't have a filter and I don't have secrets.
I'm a New Zealander who has published over 150 videos exposing scams and Ponzi schemes. You're supporting a guy that got traction in life by his rich family and creating Kickstarter campaigns that allege he's using the money to hunt for dinosaurs. I also have screenshots, voice recordings from Stephen talking about their strategies, which you can be privy to what you've already been handed on to whistleblowers companies mentioned above. If you are going to represent this guy, it will be in the public arena. Harmans lawyers chases the money, doesn't have anything to do with ethics or supporting New Zealanders, instead supports scammers such as Stephen McCullah, the self-appointed dinosaur hunter.
Boom. Right, and then it's always good to have a little personal story. Now, I know this company, so hopefully I'm going to play this bit here. This is a bit of a story.
On a personal note, you may be familiar with the company I closed down a few weeks ago, Elite 6 Business Networking. Over the 9 years I owned and ran that company, I met the majority of lawyers and solicitors in Christchurch. Many of these people are in my business family and still give me good solid advice. A little history with Harmans and Elite 6. At the start we had a real advocate for my business networking company, presale, when it was obvious Brent had a big influence in Harmans at the time. Meet up with one of your staff at your work, do it, Evil Genius, who confirmed the history you guys have with presale. Win didn't seem to have left your company and a good standing, for whatever reason. Personally never connected with them, not my type of lawyer, and obviously not very good at spotting a scam. 1% it to him by slimy salespeople. Let me explain. There was an event at Shadow on the Park. Group of Australians thought they would come along and try scamming a bunch of Kiwis. I spotted Brent in the audience. I was there with 3 of my colleagues doing research and development about scams. Brent didn't listen to my advice even though I was texting them as the event was running, so he knew better and invested. 2 days after the event it was in the paper. Everyone at the event lost the money, including Brent. I'm very street savvy when it comes to these scams, and I've been researching them for years, and I have saved people from losing a ton of money. I'm proud of my efforts to date. Rather than supporting these animals, I would recommend not getting involved, especially if it could tarnish your reputation. Help me fight the scammers. Don't support them nor take their blood money. There's a real scam-demic going on at the moment. Do not give them the fuel to continue. I have good support network, but it would be awesome if companies like yours actually gave pro bono advice to individuals like me to take on these ugly scammers.
Yeah, so that was interesting, because I'm pretty sure Brent Salmon was a partner of Harman Lawyers. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that, or don't send me a cease and desist letter. But I'm not entirely sure, but I know he left not in a good relationship. And there I were at an event, and there he is in the audience, and I'm going, this is a scam. So I text him, because I still had his details, and he said, no, you don't know what you're talking about. 2 days later, it was in the paper that they lost, everyone that invested lost all their money. And I texted him and said, did you get your money back? And he goes, no. I said, well, you should have listened to me, shouldn't you, you silly boy? Okay, Martin Kingsbury. Now, he's also asked me to include this letter, which I can read. We put in here, but this letter is going to go back to Stephen McCullah as well. So here we go. We're going to listen to Steve's letter. Sorry.
I wish to warn you about Mr. Stephen McCullah, who in my opinion is one of the lowest life forms on this planet, superseded only by a cockroach. I am a victim of the McCullah Hypertechnologies Incorporated, trading as LunaOne XLN token, and well versed of the numerous outright lies and misrepresentations claimed by this company. Much of the lies and misrepresentations fall under civil law, and you will be well aware as to why I have not taken action myself. Mr. McCullah has in fact committed the crime of fraud, a criminal act which I and my community are pursuing for authority to investigate. I have sent details of this crime many times to LunaOne, even asking if I am incorrect, please explain. To date I received no reply. Please see my last email to LunaOne below. Remember, they were accepting investors' payments right up to the 31st of October 2022 and released the statement on the 1st of November 2022 to LunaOne on the 19th of December 2022. Dear sirs, I believe you have committed the crime of fraud. You took investors' money on a promised 25-cent launch, knowing the XLN token was to be launched at 5 cents. This is a crime and it's called fraud. You were happily taking investors' money all the way up to launch day. Us investors were excited to watch the 25-cent launch. There was never ever a mention of anything different, yet behind the scenes you had this 80% steal planned and coordinated. I can prove that you planned this act of fraud, taking one paragraph from your document LunaOne Metaverse listing, released the 1st of November, 2022. It states, the executive decision, which may have not been a popular one amongst a community, does come with a very intentional and integral long-term strategy and should not be misunderstood as a hasty, arbitrary, last-minute change of course. The decision was made with care, foresight, and insight by strategic planners who have been key players in the crypto space since its inception. This statement of LunaOne proves that at some point before launch Stephen McCullah, LunaOne, knew they were launching at 5 cents, yet kept taking investors' money and keeping this fact a secret. I am at present writing to police, politicians, consumer enforcement agencies, and anybody I can think of who may help. I am also posting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Telegram. I am a very unhappy investor. I believe you have missold to me and I want my money back. I invested £10,000 and believe you have stolen £8,000 from me. I give you this opportunity to make good what you have done. If you do not agree with my statement here, please advise where you believe I am incorrect. Yours faithfully, Martin Kingsbury.
God, Stephen's just going to spend his whole life in court, but they're not. The only one that's going to go to court is him. What are we doing here? Full metaverse license, you don't review that. Okay, target. All right, so I'm just going to read some more. I just want everyone who's spent the time to have their moment to get their voice across.
Your target, Danny Heck, is only the voice of a community of Stephen McCullah victims. LunaOne has about 11,000 pre-investor victims, many of which would love the opportunity to tell their story to a court of law. I am itching to go head-to-head with McCullah. Please add me to your target list. I have addressed this LunaOne matter with him and he is ready and waiting for any legal correspondence. My lawyer details are as follows. Lawyer Gareth Jones, Sperrin Law, 81 Chancery Lane, London, W.
Don't need to know that.
Now I speak to you as an honest human being. Your client is a master crook, and he has been getting away with stealing the money from honest people like your mum and dad for many years. I have had a quick look at your company Harmans and you look like a good honest business. Earth calling Mars, why on earth would you take on such a client? You cannot possibly need the money that badly. Remember, he is using the money he stole from us victims to pay you. I would suggest you take a much closer look at your client, as this man needs to be behind bars to protect people of the world from him. I for one have no intention of backing down until I see charges brought against this man.
Boom. So we've got people that are after you, Stephen. It's not rocket science. Alrighty, it's getting late. I am going to play a brilliant little conclusion. I might put this all up as one big video and then I will chop it up and put it out as little videos so that I get the attention of people. But this one here is brilliant. I'm just going to do a clicker so I know where I am. Where is that clicker? Alrighty, and that was at Jesus Christ. Oh, excuse Jesus, 54. Okay, this is comical. Now brace yourself, guys. I've been here standing in the same spot for so many hours. I'm starting to go a bit doty, but this is good stuff. So first things first, let's make the font big enough. So this is 2 days old, 24 hours old, and Steve has asked his community to share himself. Now Steve's getting desperate. Every time we do a video, we get a reaction. Now he wouldn't react to it if he was a big boy. He doesn't give a flying about us. But here is Stephen's email to us. And I just want you to listen to this. And you tell me when you listen to this statement whether he's threatening us with grievous bodily harm, financial ruin, or what is his motive by sending this email out to his own community to pass on to other people that are speaking out like me. This reeks desperation. That's what I'm going to say. So here we go. Have a listen to this.
I want to make sure this gets sent to the right people, so please feel free to spread this around. We have been told that some of these pathetic, absolutely obsessed psychopaths are trying to contact governments to somehow prove we are a scam. First of all, if we are working with a government, then wouldn't that show, in and of itself, that we are not a scam? Obviously, if we were a scam with no products, then why would we spend the immense time and resources to court one government, much less money? What this shows is that you know we are legit, but you don't want us to succeed because you are too fueled by anger. You would rather destroy the lives of thousands of people than for us to succeed because it goes against your idiotic, depraved narrative. I want to make it known that if someone does this, we will be made aware immediately and given the information of that person. We have several $1 million and a legal team set aside just for this type of thing. Why do you think so many media organizations have published public apologies? My promise is that if when we find out someone is actively trying to sabotage us and defame our name, even once, we will lock onto you like a leech and sue you like there is no tomorrow. We will make it known to the world. We will call you out to everyone and we will never stop suing you. We will sue you until there is nothing left but ashes, and we will assign a legal team to watch those ashes until there is any microscopic sign of life. As soon as there is, we will sue the hell out of you again until you don't have a dime to your name. We will do this without thinking because you are messing with multi-million-dollar contracts and something that will affect millions of lives. If someone wants a war, we will sure as hell give them one. We have already been given names and we have handed those to our legal teams. We are going to start calling these people out and dropping lawsuits. We will be calling employers. We will be bringing them into the situation. Don't pick a fight with a bull if you don't want to deal with the consequences. We will never stop, not until they are on the streets. We just send out subpoenas to Telegram and Twitter. We will expose and destroy.
Bullshit! What a load of crock, you fucking flower. What a dick. You're just crap. I mean, bring it on, brother. We have a very strong community that's willing to take you on. Stop talking, start doing, you coward. What a coward. That's my answer to that one. Had to let that one play out. I mean, things like our legal team will watch those ashes until there's no microscopic sign of life. I mean, oh, mate, what an idiot. All right, so that was I think that was about 4 days ago, that one. And then we get these other things. I mean, some of these claims are just so unbelievable. And he must really have his head so far up his own ass. But you've got to listen to some of these claims. Nearly done.
So we are working very hard now to get Noxnet out. The pressure is very high on our side and we are working non-stop.
Boom.
We have frustrated clients that have been waiting, so I have making my every focus to do just that. Everyone is going non-stop and of course I am the middleman, along with our sales team. So there is nothing I want more than to get this out. Lol. We have banks that will use Noxwire from US and in Europe, but our biggest market is Africa and our patterns, and I believe we can become the network that connects that continent. We are going to launch a press release for this shortly. In Nigeria, largest market in Africa, and Zimbabwe, we have an epic product that no one else there can give them. So we have been working with the president's son and our team in Zimbabwe and our local team in Nigeria to take over those countries. We have all of the largest banks excited and eager in both countries. The team will be filming their trip to Nigeria, so you'll see that firsthand. In Zimbabwe, GSX and Apollo blockchain is catching on like wildfire. If you haven't seen the pics, definitely check them out. It's growing at an unparalleled rate. So between GSX being used as a currency and Noxwire, we are taking over these markets and will be able to show that happening. Like the dozens of pics with the vendors. Even the government in Zimbabwe wants to use Noxwire now, because they have a hard time sending funds. The wait is almost over, guys. Please, just stay put. You will not regret your bet on us.
Now, if you have a little bit of time, why don't you send a letter to the Zimbabwe government and ask them about this statement that Steve's making? Because I think you'll be unpleasantly surprised. There's no statement. And the photos, which I'm about to show you at the end, are photos of people in what they look like shanty towns in their markets holding up signs saying that we're using Noxwire. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I don't even understand the Noxwire stuff and all these claims. I don't get it. But the way this guy talks is full of shit. And honestly, what that the top statement was saying, if we contact these organizations and ask them, then every time he posts a statement out, he talks about 1,000, then it's 2,000, then it's 3,000, 4,000. Let's listen to another statement.
GSX payment app has 4,000 users with hundreds signing up a day. If you go to Zimbabwe, you will be able to see the hundreds of vendors accepting it now. This GSX that they buy will start coming off exchanges. This will start revving up the market.
Excellent. Start revving up the market using shanty towns if they are using your payment gateway. Why didn't you show us the FPOS machines and the like? We've got photos of those too. They don't exist. This is full of shit. This guy's got so many claims that you could pin a tail on it and still wouldn't be called a weasel. So listen to this one.
They are up to over 16,000 active users and hundreds of vendors in Zimbabwe on the GSX payment system. They said we will hit 20,000 by next week. We may have already hit close to that. I need to check the newest numbers. We are about to launch our new banking system there, which will be huge for this.
Goody, goody, goody.
GSX is up to 25,000 users in Zimbabwe and hundreds of small vendors. We will be getting that GSX off the exchange shortly, so it should greatly affect the market.
Good stuff, mate. You're doing well.
Wow, guys, GSX is growing insanely fast in Zimbabwe. 1,000 plus vendors, 30,000 plus users, Zim offices with 24/7 support, booths in O areas and expanding, 60 plus commission employees.
Yeah, we tried to get support on their website and nothing happened. It's a crock. Somebody thought they'd try it, their 7-day, 24-hour support thing. It was actually Sultan. Nothing happened. Nothing at all. It didn't get a reply. No 24-hour 7 help support desk. Crazy.
If I had to explain Apollo in a nutshell, it would go something like this. Apollo started out as a privacy coin. Then we started developing many other technologies. Our CBDC system was the first finished, so I and the team went to Africa to push it. I got stuck in Zimbabwe and we spent a lot of resources and time in Zim. Then it imploded, went from $1 to $10 to Zim dollar to 1 to 800. So I realized that we need to hit many at once, which we have been doing. I have personally been to 11 central banks.
What banks?
This inspired NoxWire, because every central bank we spoke to begged for just the ability to use a platform like NoxWire to send funds to pay bills. We spent 3 years building NoxWire, and now that it's out we have so much business we can't handle the onboarding because of the number of inquiries.
Bullshit.
So we are expanding. Now we have realized that this long struggle, which was considered a hardship before, is actually our biggest miracle. We are the only RTGS financial messaging system on the market, and at a timing that could not be more perfect. Add in a currency that central banks will accept, that reduces reliance on USD, and we have a shot at taking a chunk out of, not just SWIFT, but USD as a reserve currency.
Wow, this guy's going to conquer the world.
The long hard road that many have complained about could very well be the thing that puts APL and GSX into a position no one else can compete with.
Have you had enough of his bullshit yet? Well, I've got a couple more. We haven't got too many more. I spent hours and hours and hours going through all this footage and screenshots, and I was going to show you this and prove this, and it just gets to the stage where you have to do a piss take on the guy. And I've got about 3 more paragraphs. They get better, so have a listen.
It's been my dream for some time. I thought we had it early on, but I'm so glad we didn't. What we have going forward is astronomically larger. Apollo has been an evolving beautify for years, and not it's evolved in something larger than even I ever thought it could be. GSX is actually becoming a currency in Africa now, 30,000 daily active users, last I checked, and it's been growing at 20% per week. When those figures are plugged into the exchange, then it will shoot to very high heights. Anyone that would like to visit to see the network is welcome to at this point. We have a lot to show.
Oh my God, he's going to start up another visitor centre, and it's going to be an attraction. It's going to be called Disneyland. All right, so this statement here blew me away. Now, this is 12 hours ago, maybe 24 hours ago, and this was the most amazing statement I've actually heard. Someone who's got so much going for him basically has put so much on the line with an opportunity he's been keeping secret from his community. And soon he's going to be using the new studio to launch or announce something else that no one's privy to in the future that will never happen or eventuate. But this shows you the desperation that this guy is now getting. His lies are caught up with him. He can't keep up with his own lies. He needs to create bigger and more flatulent lies than this. So let's have a listen to this. Hopefully I've still got you with me.
I stinking love you all. I've been watching your messages while I have been typing, which is why it's taken a bit longer. As much as I have been complaining recently about Telegram, I will miss it. Anyway, here is the message. Great take. You're right, Todd. This is why our top goal, and really only major goal at this point, is mass adoption and use cases, and why we have spent millions over the last 3 years to launch things that have the potential to open crypto up to the mainstream, although the things we have chosen to pursue are the hardest, slowest things to implement, because it deals with government. The amazing thing is that when that plays out, it will leapfrog over even in terms of adoption and usage. I am so excited to finally be able to fully explain our vision, progress, etc., using a not only video, but a AAA studio. I think this will set things on fire, right about the time things actually happen, but better late than never. Lol. Now for some good news. I can, finally, confidently, say that the long, painful wait should be completely and totally behind us at this point. You all have been incredibly patient. We should now only be weeks away from big developments. Between everything we're doing, one has to blow in the immediate future, and many will follow once they start hitting. Trust me, no one has been more eager than me to get what we have dedicated every waking moment to out. I have been holding so much in. The truth is, on top of everything we have mentioned previously, I went all in on something that I have never mentioned before. Even some of the team didn't know about it until recently. I would bet everything I own that it will come as an absolute and total shock to not only everyone here, but the world. I only bring it up tonight because I was given news this evening that strongly indicates this gamble has finally...
Okay, so here he talks about... I've got to stop it. Here he says he's bet everything he owns on it. And then he admits that he has bet everything he owned. A total shock. Not only everyone here, but the whole world.
I only bring it up tonight because I was given news this evening that strongly indicates this gamble has finally paid off. There are a few things that need to happen before we can finally announce it. But it's insanely close, and once these things happen, I will be announcing this on Stratus and YouTube via video. I am sure that many of you remember when I announced Stratus. It sounded absurd because it was such a big vision. Well, that's playing out now, and we are about to launch 3 of its biggest platforms. These platforms make the current ecosystem look like a calculator app.
Jesus. So he's created this amazing ecosystem that you watched if you've been with me for the last 4 hours that is better than YouTube, Twitter, or TikTok and Facebook. And now he's telling you that he's got a new platform that's even better.
Surprisingly, this development is even more ambitious than a sovereign economic zone. It was something that was a possibility, but certainly far from guaranteed and difficult to achieve in a short period of time. To our amazement, the stars seem to have aligned perfectly, and it's gone faster than almost anything else. We are incredibly close, and it may even be our first major announcement. It's something that must have AAA production quality to go with it, so that is the main thing we will be working on, to complement it. Anyway, I just came on here to say, I know most of you have been incredibly patient as we have working to design, develop and implement a long-term plan. I am so thankful for those here, and I can't wait to make your day. I want you to know that I see it. I appreciate it. With any gamble there is a chance it could not work, and that's something that has weighed heavily on me for some time. Tonight I can say, with mile-wide smile on my face, I am absolutely confident we will not let you down. We will also make this the best gamble you ever made. Love all of you guys. Don't lose heart. Don't even think of giving up on APL now. Not right before we finally walk across the finish line. Keep an incredibly close eye out on the new videos coming. Very soon you are going to be halfway through and get the shock of your life.
Alrighty. I can't remember the name of it, but I talked about it earlier on, but there's this new guy that used to be his manager or CEO, whoever it is. He's left, and he's started up this new U-Reel. I wish I could remember it, but I'm too tired. Anyway, I'm assuming that everyone's been saying he's about to launch another coin or another opportunity. And I'm sure the way he's talked about production, I'm sure it will be something like that. All very exciting, but all happening in the future, nothing substantial. Right, so this is a message from Natalie. Now, Natalie is his legal advice, and this is what she's wrote out. Now, the USA, which is the United Allied States, which Mr. President, who wants to be made famous as Steve McChicken, we call him, he is actually... They closed down the telegraph group for the United Allied States, which is really weird. So they try to cover up their tracks when they stuff up. But anyway, this was an announcement from legal today.
Hello everyone. Yesterday we have closed the UAS group and other group that was managed by myself. The reason for that is because we are starting a process of securing Apollo activity. We are taking it to a new high level where the groups that will be held under the company management will be supervised and managed with secure methods. We are getting ourselves prepared for the future where our company will be heading to higher qualitative scale, and we're acting to prevent or reduce as much as possible LLS activity or other harmful activities may occur also by organizations who may have interests to do so. We are taking these actions to get prepared to the possibility of being on the field of the big players, so we're aiming to have community which will function free of attacks or less attacks, organized and providing our holders clean and secure environment to be in. This whole process is ongoing, and deleting old small groups is part of it. I have mentioned around a month ago or so that we will be doing changes that should make us speed up and be more efficient, and Steve is doing that. Soon you'll also be presented the new arrangement or structure for AMA questions, and the team and the holders will have this procedure scheduled on a regular base starting soon. Of course, that process is happening in parallel to the business development and progress, as well as the technology development, the marketing, the legal and rest of departments. They all functioning together, and results should follow. Also, GSX development is expanding while we are speaking. Going to be wonderful. Have a great weekend.
All right, so basically Is that the same one? Yesterday, oh, it is the same one. I got there twice. Have a great weekend. That's cool. All right, so that's that. Now we just got the last part of the video to do and we're done. But basically what they're saying is they have these Telegram groups and they're out of control. People like me can go in there and have their 2 cents worth, and now they're heavily policed and they're knocking out people that speak out against them, unhappy investors, because they believe that we're ruining their future. They don't have a future, and we are ruining their future because we don't want them to get any traction. We don't want them to scam any other people. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching this to the end. I really appreciate you getting this far. So what did you think about Stephen's threat? Does that sound like a guy that's keeping it all together? Or does that sound a threat out of desperation? A lot of the people that he has scammed into investing in his organizations, he must think that they are weak-minded. I watched this really good thing the other day, and it was Sam Lee from Hyperverse. And he's come back into the community after scamming them, even though he's part of corporate, claiming he doesn't know anything, doesn't know he has any part of any influence where the money's gone, and he's trying to steal the community he scammed and stole from and move it over to his new stable DAO new thing he's doing. And this guy that was about 65 years of age come onto the Zoom meeting, and he said, "You can't fool us." He said, when we started with Hyperverse 2 years ago, we didn't understand the blockchain. And we didn't understand the ecosystem. And we didn't understand how the exchanges work. But he said, we have learnt how to be lethal. We understand how to use the blockchain and invest money. And he said, you have our money and you've stolen our money and you are liable for it. So these young puppies who are between 25 and 35 who are running these crypto opportunities, most people are around about 40. It amazes me. They think the people that they are scamming because they're heading into retirement don't have a brain. But they do. They have wisdom. The reason why they got scammed is because they have grown up knowing about trust and listening to what people say and trying to find out whether people are authentic. And now these same people are educated. They know how crypto works and they know the technology behind it. They know what the blockchain is. They understand it. And they're more wise than any of you young fellas who are trying to scam people. And that's why I'm doing well as a YouTuber. I'm 53 years of age. Congratulations. I turned 53 the other day. Happy birthday to me. So it's really cool. Right, in the next video, we're going to hear some really funny stuff. So obviously you heard all about the evidence that we have gathered about him. And it's all YouTube stuff as well. But nothing better than listening to Stephen McCullah tell you in a video, not in a video, in a voice thing, that he doesn't own LunaOne. And he's adamant that it doesn't own LunaOne, nor does he own Gold Inc. Now, when I received my letter from his lawyers, it stated that Hyper Technologies is the owner of LunaOne. And that was the funny thing. So the next part is quite comical. Now, just before this video, I decided to scroll through all the photos so that I could make a beautiful backdrop picture and a nice clear quality picture that you could look at and see Stephen there standing in front of a silicone flag. And you can obviously see me in front on my big motorbike. And this is part 5 and the evidence, the formal response to the lawyers. So as I was going through looking for some clear videos, I had to scroll through. I kid you not, it would have taken me 10 minutes at least to go from the top to the bottom, scrolling in a Telegram, going through all the information, trying to find some photos I could use for that image. So what I'm saying is we've got something in there. There were some really funny photos and people have done some Photoshop work with Stephen. The next video, you're going to listen to Stephen claiming he doesn't own LunaOne. And you're also going to see a few of my favorites photos. And in the background, it's a 20-minute video of Stephen just going on and on and on. And if you listen to it, and if you do anything about psychology, you can tell that this guy just lies. He's a very good liar, and he will make one claim back to back after another, and then he just takes it up another level halfway through a lie, and it's really incredible. So that's be the last video in the series number 6, and then I'll probably do a summary of all the videos and give you an update along the way. So at the moment, Stephen McCullah is actually rebranding the whole company, and we haven't actually heard much from him. A lot is happening in 2023. I personally believe that people are going to step in and start cleaning up these companies. So they're all trying to get their ducks in a row. Now, I'll give you an example. Keith Williams and Brenda Chunder. Now, I heard that Brenda Chunder was brought in for questioning, and this was in the beginning of December. She was brought in for questioning for 3 hours, and she was trying to inform police of what's been going on. She made claims that she'd only ever made $1 million out of Hyperverse, which is ironic. But what happened is Keith Williams actually has disappeared, and it's like he's nowhere to be seen. So when I originally started, I'm going to show you, when I originally started doing these videos 12 months ago, I actually got on a video with this guy, and here's the one on the left. And Brenda Chunder is the one in the middle that's been brought in for questioning, and they're real close. So what I'm getting at is I had a conversation with Keith Williams that, I'll just tidy that up a wee bit. Now, where is it? How do we get that? With Keith Williams, I'm not going to play the whole lot, but I will show you some of it because it is actually quite interesting. What have we got? So this was a chat I had with Keith Williams in LinkedIn, and I just got off a video where I hopped into one of their Zooms and started giving him a hard time, and he was giving me beans. He was telling me I was wearing a cheap suit. We chatted for quite a long time, and he was telling me that I wasn't a good businessman, and I didn't know my shit, and basically just everything. So the outcome of that for me is I got to be in the New York Times. I got a whole page in the New York Times about my quest to name and shame anyone that is running a Ponzi scheme or a scam. And Keith Williams had a featured video in the New York Times where you click on it, and there was a guy there who'd lost his pension fund of $25,000, and we were pleading with Keith Williams to get his money back. Now, it's ironic, I don't mind telling people I told you so, but when people were first listening to me busting these people, I do research. I try to make it a bit funny and interesting to listen to, because that's what I do. But the reason I do that isn't because I'm an idiot. It's because I do my facts. I do a lot of research. And I did it about Keith Williams. I did it about Hyperverse, and now he's disappeared. The people in the community have lost all their money. 1 million people have been left without any money in Hyperverse. And in the meantime, the marketing departments have made a ton of money. Now, in Stephen McCullah's case, I don't think he's actually got multi-level marketers behind him, but he is the guy that's profiteering from scamming you. How can you produce a coin and then tell people you can buy it at a discount at 15 cents each, and then tell them that when you put it on the market, when you put it on the shelf like in the supermarket, that it's going to be for sale at 25 cents? It's a no-brainer. And then you hire and bribe influencers and the run guys. 3 months, every day, raving about how wonderful this LunaOne coin is. And then the day it got dumped, they decided to get some professional advice, and the professional advice told them to dump it on the market at 5 cents each. That is fraud, and that's why it's so clear cut. All the other stuff can be entertainment if you want, but what Stephen McCullah did to his own community, what the run guys did to their community, I mean, I thought they had 60,000 subscribers. I think they have 290 subscribers, or they just lost 50,000 subscribers. I don't know. I thought they had more than I said originally. So what I'm saying is these people have done it before. You got John McAfee, and he was given a whole lot of coins to pump it. And then when he couldn't get his coins off the platform, he told Stephen McCullah he better make it possible for him to get that money off, or he would cripple him, just the same way he helped grow him. It's just incredible. And same with Dan's Roads for Riches. You know, these guys get paid money. The same with Stephen paid £95 because we found the website he used so he could use AI and write an article defaming me and Sultan and Phantom about not being credible sources. And then in this website we found, it said that they're connected to 110,000 journalists. I mean, really? Come on, guys. This is ridiculous stuff. And then the next minute we've got Cindy Piper who got her money back. We found on her Patreon account, she had you could hire her to produce videos. And then one of the monthly payments was $4,717. What an unusual figure. And we believe that she was using that to get the money of Stephen McCullah. So she's now removed the Patreon things once I brought that up. Obviously, something's not right and they're hiding stuff. You got people like me and my team of awesome people in my Telegram group and their Telegram group, and we're in there trying to do our best to help save you guys from losing your money. Hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to seeing you in part 6, and that will be quite comical and you will enjoy it. Thanks for watching. See you later.